All right, so we're talking about how to be a master, and we said really it's three things. What are the three things? How do we define a master? How do we define success? What are your goals in life? What does it mean to be a great person? Three things, go. Okay? Spirituality. Gratitude. You're going to say it last time. And I'm going to ask you tomorrow morning as well, if you don't get this answer. I basically want to jump onto your bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and wake you up and say, what are the three things? And you've got to go, improve your character traits, impact the world, spirituality. Improve your character traits, impact the world, spirituality. I'm going to wake you up in the middle of the night and you're going to be like, I go, what are they? Improve your character traits, improve the world, spirituality. Positively influence the world around you. Bam. So now we're talking about how to improve your character traits. So first we said you have to focus on your good ones first. Does everyone here have a list of 5 to 10 things they like about themselves? If you're not doing the homework, you will not get the results. The homework is you have to have a list of 5 things. I'm a good friend, I'm hardworking, I'm conscientious. And you don't need to be perfect in those areas. Don't let your mind say, well, you're not such a good friend. Say, no, these are my good points. These are my strengths. I'm disciplined, I care, I love my mum, I call home, I'm whatever it is. Find 5 to 10 good things about yourself, list them. You need a list of 5 to 10 things you're proud of yourself for, that you should be proud of yourself for. Not that I'm amazing at skinning up a fat joint. Don't put that down. Even if you're proud of yourself for that, things that you should be proud of yourself for, meaningful things. I had self-control, could have done the wrong thing at that party but didn't do the wrong thing at that party. Worked really hard for my exam and I did really well. Gave up something of mine to help someone else. Helped my mum. Something. Things that I'm really proud of myself for that. And then all you have to do is keep doing things that you're proud of. Do 2 things today that you're really proud of yourself for. Help someone without telling them. Give a little bit of extra tzedakah. Do something that you're proud of yourself for. So once you feel good about yourself, now you can face your not good character traits. So you have to have another list, if you haven't done this yet, a list of 2 to 3 character traits that you need to work on. You are very vain. You get upset very easily. You judge other people easily. You have low self-esteem. You have frustration. Whatever it is, write down the areas in your character that could do with some refinement. So now I'm very aware. So then we said there are 3 ways in order to start refining your character traits. Number 1 was create a state. And we did this already yesterday. Create a state had a few parts to it. Number 1 part is, when is this character trait triggered? So when I see that person, I know I'm going to get triggered by that person. So you got to get prepared for that. When I get stuck in a traffic jam, I know I'm going to get triggered by that. When I go on social media, I know I'm going to get jealous. When I go on, whatever it is, you have to be aware of when you're going to get triggered. When the alarm goes off in the morning, I'm going to go back to sleep. Become very aware of your triggers. So you have to have that list. I'm going to check your lists, by the way. I want to see I'm not going to necessarily read them. I'm just going to say, I want to show me your list. We're going to do that Sunday morning, Bli Neder. I want to see that you each have so far 3 lists. My good character traits, things that are good about me, my meaningful achievements that I'm proud of, and my list of things that I can refine. And then within that list of things you can refine, create a state, you're going to start hitting your triggers. Fine. So then I said, just in order to prepare for the trigger, imagine yourself in that position. Imagine yourself, this is what they do with top athletes. Imagine yourself winning the race. Imagine yourself catching the ball in the end zone. Imagine it. Then you put your whole system into that state. So imagine yourself, that annoying person comes up to you and says something, and you just look at them and you breathe deeply and you say, thanks very much, I love you. Whatever it is. Just switch your state. Be prepared for the trigger. The second way we spoke about was, connected to this, see life as an opportunity. I called it a test, but really a test is an opportunity to become great. So everything in my life, that's a test for me, opportunity. I was riding through yesterday on my way to kickboxing, I stopped at a traffic light and a taxi drove onto my foot and stopped on my foot. And I couldn't get it out. Now, for some reason, it didn't crush my foot. I guess the tire wasn't... It doesn't hurt that. It didn't really hurt that much. But I just couldn't get out, and I'd bang on the taxi, and I was like, no, can you move back a bit? And he was like, I was like, can you move back? You're on my foot. And he goes, oh, sorry, move back. And then after kickboxing, I rode into the old city, and there was a teacher, a man who obviously had a school there, and I couldn't see around the corner, but he was standing there and he saw me and he waved, and then a child ran out in front of my bike. And I had to turn my bike, and I fell off my bike and smashed my other ankle. It was cool. And I said to the kid, are you okay? He was like, I'm okay. And the teacher said, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm all right. And drove away. But I thought of saying to the teacher, you saw me. Why did you let a child run in front of an electric bike? But I didn't do that. But life is a test. What am I going to do with that thing? Am I going to start whining and complaining? Should I go and talk to that man or not? That's a test. What should I do? How should I approach everything? But no, well, the left one was after kickboxing, and that was much worse. It still hurts, my left ankle. But I managed to kickbox perfectly well with my crushed by a taxi right foot. But it actually, interestingly enough, didn't hurt. Tires, I don't know. We don't get the full weight unless it was fully pumped up tire, I guess.
What shoes were you wearing then?
These shoes. Yeah. I try not to wear shoes. Fine. So everything's a test. So that annoying person, that's a test to help you become greater. Once you know it's a test, it becomes easier. In fact, you almost look forward to it. I look forward to the test because that's going to make me stronger. When you're a martial artist, you're not scared of a fight. You look forward to a fight. Even if you lose, you're going to learn something from losing a fight. So I'm looking forward to the test. I want the test. Now, you never ask for a test. Very important rule. Don't say, come on Hashem, test me. Don't ask for a test. But you don't need to ask for a test. Do you know why not? Because you're tested enough anyway, all the time. And you're not even passing those tests. So don't ask for more tests. Just pass the test you have. So your attitude to life is, I'm a martial artist, and life is a martial art, and I'm going to face all the punches and kicks that are thrown at me in a conscious way. And sometimes I'll get knocked down, and then I get back up. I get knocked down. I get up again. That. Okay, number 3. We haven't done this. We're in new territory now. We started to do this on the board, but we didn't finish. Number 3 is called let it flow and let it go. Let it flow and let it go. What does this mean? Have you ever felt anger? Anyone here felt anger?
Yes.
Now, with anger, did you literally almost feel it rising up? You could feel it started, and then you could feel it, adrenaline or something, and you're like, I'm getting angry. Kids, I'm getting angry. That's because, as we explained before, emotions, feelings are energy in motion. They are physical things, unlike thoughts. Thoughts are made up of words. Emotions aren't made up of words. Emotions are made up of energy. There's no words to emotions. You can name your emotion, but it doesn't have a word. So you can actually become very sensitive, feel that emotion. Or when you feel love, or that's that girl that you like, you suddenly feel nervous, or you feel something. There's emotions move through you. Now what we tend to do is we block or perpetuate the emotion. This is what we spoke about last time. Emotions are like fire. Fire is energy. Thoughts are like wood. The more you think about an emotion, the stronger it gets. The more you think about your girlfriend cheating on you, the worse that's going to get. You're going to get more and more jealous. The more you beat yourself up for not working hard enough, the worse it's going to get. Thoughts are feeding the emotion. Now that works for the good as well. So when you have a good emotion, appreciation, think about it loads. Put loads of wood on that fire. Think about all the things you appreciate. That's a very good thing. You want to use your thoughts to perpetuate the emotions that you want to have. We said emotions give rise, thoughts give rise to emotion, so think about amazing things. Like yesterday we did in the base midrash a seed in the ground that turns into a piece of wood, and wood turns into mango. So think that, because that will give you an amazing feeling of like, wow, the world's an amazing place. So you have to use your thoughts to manage your emotions. Use your thoughts to manage the emotions. Which means, if these thoughts are giving rise to negative, useless, painful emotions, I have to not engaging them. And I will speak about that a lot today. How do you do that? So let it flow and let it go means, when I feel angry, I'm sitting in a traffic jam and anger comes up. I could either repress that anger and be like, I'm not angry, it's wrong to be angry. This is not a good idea. Or I could completely let that anger overtake me and start freaking out and punching people and expressing it in a harmful way and thinking about it. So the middle ground is called let it flow and let it go. Feel the emotion coming. So we said in the example of a fire, you could put a blanket on the fire, which would put out the fire, but it is called repressing. And there's going to be coals underneath there, and it's going to come up again at some point and burn you. So that's a bad idea. But then there's the feeding the fire with wood. That's also a bad idea. The middle ground is just let the fire be. Feel the fire. But don't think about it. Don't build on it. Don't keep going over the same useless thought patterns. Just let it flow and let it go. Now there's the top level of this, which is literally in the moment, the frustration comes, and you've got to be prepared for it. And you see that your mum's about to say something to you, or that girl, and you literally feel the anger, resentment, jealousy, hatred, and you literally let it, feel it, don't repress it, feel it, breathe, and literally let it, a wave go over you. And then you're done, unless your mind kicks in. So we've got to teach you how to not let your mind kick in. Because once your mind kicks in, that's it. Now you're feeding it. You've got to feel it, not feed it. Emotions are called feelings because you've got to feel them, not feed them. Feel them, don't feed them. So that's what we were saying before yesterday about feeling your emotions. Sit there and say, I feel really sad now. I feel jealous now. But this is the difference between pain and suffering. Pain is a feeling. Suffering is a useless thought pattern, a useless commentary on the pain. Why me? It's not fair. It's her fault. It's my fault. I deserve this. I don't deserve this. I'll always feel like this. Other people don't feel like this. I'm not helping. That's a ridiculous thing to do. That's called suffering. So you have to get rid of suffering and just feel the pain. And we don't like to feel pain. But the only way to get rid of pain is to feel it. You can't get rid of pain without feeling it. You can't repress it. And your building it isn't getting rid of it. So you just have to literally, I'm feeling my pain without thinking about it. Let it flow, let it go. And then it becomes amazing. I don't know if you've ever been nervous. Sometimes when you speak in public, you can literally feel an adrenaline. So that could freak you out then. You're like, oh, I'm going to mess up. Sometimes it happens to me. And I literally just feel the physical sensation of that kind of adrenaline. And I keep on going. And I'm not buying into it. You don't have to buy into all your emotions. So how do we do this? There's a higher level. We spoke about emotional balance last time, which is how do you experience your emotions? You just feel your emotions. Now there's the higher level is called mental strength. How do you control your thoughts? And this is the power center for everything, because your thoughts create and perpetuate your emotions. So if you want to manage your thoughts, you have to be able to manage. If you want to manage your emotions, you've got to manage your thoughts. So how are you actually going to manage your thoughts? Now, fundamental difference between processing and dealing with thoughts and emotions are emotions need to be validated. If you say, I really shouldn't feel this now, it didn't make it better. Now you feel upset and you're kind of upset that you're upset. So you just have to say, I feel this now, and it's okay, that's how I feel. Thoughts, on the other hand, can and in fact very often need to be completely invalidated. So lots of your thoughts aren't even true. I'm not good enough. That's not true. You've got work to do, but what do you mean you're not good enough? No one likes me. Well, if you carry on thinking like that, no one will like you. You'll be true. Those are your thoughts, not true. But there's one criteria for thoughts that need to be validated and engaged in, or invalidated and disengaged from. Which thoughts should you pay attention to and make significant? And which thoughts should you not pay attention to or make significance? There's only one criteria. What is it? Does it serve a purpose? Is it helping? Is this helping me become a better person? Is this helping me become stronger? Is it helping me feel more positive and uplifted? Is it helping me correct a mistake I made? So it might not feel good, by the way. It might feel a bit bad, but it's helping you because it's helping you correct a mistake. Remorse, for example. Remorse doesn't feel good, but true, real remorse helps you because you're going to grow. Beating yourself up, by the way, that doesn't help you grow. So you've got to get the balance. Is this thought helping me become better, happier, healthier, change the situation, apologize to people, process in motion? Is this thought working? Is it helping? Is it serving a purpose? If it isn't, you have to not have it. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. But you've got to be very, very clear on that. And you've got to also understand that probably 80% of your thoughts, or 90%, are not helping. Most of what's going on in your mind is not helping you. It's not getting you anywhere. Overthinking what people think about you, stressing about the future, your financial situation and your marriage and that's not helping you. Regretting the past, unless that's making you grow so you don't do it again, but you don't have to keep regretting it. Once you've regretted it once, that's useful because hopefully you can grow, but then just for the rest of your life, I should have done that, if only, what an idiot, that's not helping. So really, if you pay real strong attention to your mind, most of it is useless. And it's sapping your vitality in life. Lots of your physical energy is taken up with useless thinking. I'm just exhausted from fighting my own mind and over-analyzing and worrying and doubting and all that stuff. It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of space, waste of energy. Imagine you walk down an alleyway and you get beaten up by 5 men and you run away, and then you turn around and you walk down the same alleyway again, and then you get beaten up by 5 men again. And then so you run away, and then you turn around and you walk down the same alleyway again, and you get beaten up by the 5 men, and you're like battered by this point, and you're like, and you get out, and then you just turn around and you walk down the same alleyway again, and they're waiting there with their baseball bats, so they're batting, and they've broken your shin bone now with their baseball, and you limp out of the alleyway, and then do you know what you do? You turn around and you walk back down there, and you get back. That's what you're doing when you just keep thinking about your girlfriend being with someone else. Or you keep thinking that I should have worked harder for the exam. Or you keep thinking it's not fair that. You're just walking down the same alleyway over and over again and getting battered every time. That's called insanity. It's a crazy thing to do. So how do you stop? The number one key in Jewish terms is called das. Das means awareness. You have to become aware when you're doing it. Because most people, you're not aware of it. You're just unconsciously going over that speech that you want to tell that person for the 50th time, and you never tell them the speech. So you've got to become aware when you're just going down that alleyway again and again and again. So I see it as buses. Thoughts are like buses. Do you get on every bus that comes along? You're at the Jerusalem Central Bus Station, you want to go to Tzfat. Bus comes along, says Tehran. You're not a member of the Mossad, so I'm assuming you don't want to get on the bus. If you are, I'm assuming you do, and you should. But in general, it's not a place you want to go. Do you get on that bus? Do you fight the bus? Do you get upset with the bus for coming? Do you get upset with yourself for seeing the bus? Do you repress the bus? Do you get on the bus? You know what you do? You acknowledge the bus. You say, well, there's the bus to Tehran. That's not where I want to go. And then don't get on. And then it goes past. Your thoughts are like buses. So you have to have a list of your thoughts, your bad thought buses that you keep having. It's not fair, why me, if only, I should have, she could have. Those are buses that you know are going to Tehran. They're going somewhere you don't want to go. So you've got to be very aware. This is another list you need to make. If you're not making these lists, you're not going to get anywhere in your life. You better make these lists. Sunday morning, if you didn't make the list, you're not coming in the classroom. And you can't have a one-on-one with me if you didn't make your list. Because if you're not committed to you, then how can I be committed to you? Make your lists. Make your lists. So the bus comes along, and what you have to do is be aware enough to say, yes, I see you, but I don't get on that bus anymore, and that's it. That's it. You won the game. Bus gone. So that is number one, high top level. Become aware of the buses, don't get on them. Most people aren't on that level yet. Most people are already on the bus halfway to Tehran before they were aware. You didn't even choose to get on that bus. You're just unconscious. So you're suddenly sitting on the bus and you think you're going to Sfat, and then the guy next to you is like, oh, you're like, excuse me, is this the bus to Sfat? And he says, Allahu Akbar. You think, I may just be on the wrong bus now. So as soon as you become aware of your list, if only I should have, I could have, her fault, my fault. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking about her again. You have three options. Number one, just carry on thinking and end up in Tehran and die. Number two is start analyzing. Can't believe I'm on this bus again. What an idiot. Shouldn't have got on this bus. It's her fault that I'm on the bus. My mum's driving this bus. So what, shut up. You can do that. But that's not helping. What an idiot for getting on the bus. That's not helping you. The third option, get off the bus. Just get off the bus. Once you realize you're on the bus, wrong bus, get off. How do you get off the bus? Get off the bus with das, awareness. As soon as you're aware you're on the wrong bus and you don't need to be, you're off actually. And you sit up and say, I don't need to be on this bus. And then you'll be off the bus. Then you'll get run over by the next 10 buses because you haven't trained in this well enough, so you're not conscious enough. But I guarantee in the next 24 hours, you'll be walking along thinking something that's not helping you, and you'll suddenly remember this class and you'll be like, you know what, I don't need to be on this bus, and you get off, and it's going to feel unbelievable for 1 second. You'll be like, oh my goodness, that was weird, it actually worked. And then you'll go back to your negative thinking again, but you will have had one little taste. And then you start training. And then you're now retraining how you think. You become so aware of the thoughts that are coming on your head, not in a weird OCD way, but just I'm very aware that bus is not taking me. I don't want to go on that bus. Now when you're married, this is very important because you're not allowed to think of a woman who's not your wife, God forbid. The truth is you're not allowed to think about women now even. It's not helping. Sexual thoughts not helping you now. There's no reason to have sexual thoughts. In fact, there's never any reason to have sexual thoughts. We spoke about this before. But when you're married and a thought of a woman comes into your head, God forbid you should engage in that thought. That's adultery. That's very bad. That's spiritually bad. It's bad for your marriage. So you have to know, you have to be so aware, oh, that's a thought of another woman, not getting on it. So our sages actually teach us that the first thought that comes into your head, negative or immoral thought, is not you, and you're not blamed for it. You're not held accountable. It's the Yetzer Hara, it's your negative mind, and it threw it in there to test you. And if you pass the test, if you don't engage in it, then you gave Hashem a lot of nachas. And you did a mitzvah deraisa. You did a mitzvah from the Torah of Lo tatru achrei levavchem achrei nechem. Do not go after your mind. So in fact, you should be very, very happy when you have a bad or immoral thought, because now you have an opportunity to do a mitzvah from the Torah and give Hashem a lot of nachas. But you've got to be very careful, because you get on that bus, you just did an issa, you did a terrible thing. So you've got to become very aware very quickly, say, not getting on it, not me, not mine, not interested, let it go. It's going to be amazing for your marriage, it's going to be amazing for your self-esteem, it's going to be amazing for everything for you. Buses, see your thoughts as buses, either A, be aware enough not to get on the bus as soon as you see it, or, which is more relevant at most people's level of consciousness, realize when you're on the bus and get off. Just gently get off. Don't need to be on the bus anymore. Don't confuse this with emotions though. Someone said to me the other day, Rebbe, I was trying to get off the emotion bus, and I was like, wrong. You've got to sit on the emotion bus. Emotions you have to sit with. That's how you deal with feelings. Feelings have to be felt. Don't confuse these two things. One of the bus analogy is only for thoughts. It's not for emotions. Emotions you have to. The fire analogy is for emotions. The bus analogy is thoughts. Don't get them mixed up. Don't get them in. So if you do think about your girlfriend and you were on the wrong bus, for a little bit, and then you actually do feel upset, then you're going to have to feel upset for a bit, but set a time limit. Say for the next 5 minutes I'm going to feel really upset, and then get up and learn some Torah and go to the gym and be alright. Processing your emotions is I'm going to be with my emotions for a set amount of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then I'm going to get on with my life. And then if I need to process again, I will. Yeah.
I got something called the 5-minute rule. It's actually helped in the last several years. So if I stress about a specific thing or a specific person, and that person won't matter, or that thing won't matter 5 years from today, I don't stress about it for more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
And that's what I've been thinking the last several years.
It's amazing.
It's really well.
I call it cosmic time. How am I going to feel about this in 5 years from now? I'll be alright, so I'll be alright now. Famous story of a rabbi. He had a very expensive vase, whatever you call it. Very expensive, and his grandchildren were around his house, and they smashed it. And his wife was like, "Oh no, that was your great-grandmother's Ming vase." She was very upset, and he was like, "It's alright." She said to him, how are you okay with this? And he said, "Come and ask me again in 3 months." So he said, "Okay," came back in 3 months, and she said, "How did you deal with that vase thing so well?" And he said to her, "Well, how do you feel about it now?" And she said, I'm okay, no one got injured, it's fine, it's just a vase." And he goes, I knew I was going to feel like that in 3 months, I just decided to feel like that now. This is what generally happens in your life. Something happens, you get upset, you get over it. You can skip step 2. Something happens, get over it. But if you need to feel upset for a bit, you must. Don't skip step 2 if it's repressing. So sometimes you should feel upset. I really do feel very upset by this. And feel upset. Sorry, here you go.
How do you feel your emotions without having your thoughts, your negative thoughts?
Yesterday's class. You're sitting there feeling very, very sad. I'm very sad. And then your mind says, yeah, but she could have said... And then that's where... And that's a bus now. Say, no, I'm not getting on that bus. I'm just going to feel sad. So you're basically meditating on the feeling. Keep bringing your attention back to the feeling. Basic meditation is focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, come back to focusing on your breath. Bring your mind back to your breath. Focusing on my breath, becoming very calm and present. Mind wanders, bring my mind back to my breath. The way you deal with emotions, which seems counterintuitive because we don't like pain, is I'm focusing on my pain, but when my mind wanders, I'm going to bring myself back to my pain. Just bring myself back to the pain. And then the mind will be like, but you could have said, and she could have said, and you can even say to your mind, thank you for coming, I'm just going to feel my emotions for now. Keep coming back to that emotion. You've got to run.
What about good thoughts?
Great, I said good thoughts, think. Sit there thinking of get on the bus.